Sorry, it got hot in here. 5 takes later, and I'm talking yarn. You know it's gonna get hot. So many years ago, Yarn Inspirations launched a brand called Bernat Maker Home Deck and Bernat Maker Fashion. And in this particular case, it comes out and it's out for a few years and then it gets discontinued because they can't find places for it to be able to get stock because the stores discontinued it. So it gets taken out of service. And I was so disappointed when that happened because it's one of the yarns that I really liked the most. And the reason why I liked it is that for a new crocheter and a new knitter, this yarn is fantastic to be able to work with. It is a cotton-based product, just like you see, and this is the splash version. But what I want to draw your attention to is the actual strand itself. It looks just like a tube. So therefore you're not splitting. So if you're learning to knit for the first time, you don't have to worry about not getting your needles into the right section and starting to split the fibers. So, and the way that it slides on and off the knitting needles, it was a really cool project in order to be able to learn to knit for the first time. And that's why I chose it for that series. But for a crocheter, for me, I also love this yarn because of the thickness of it and because of the weight of this product. I feel like I'm getting something done. So they decide that it's coming off the market, and then suddenly, back a couple years ago, Yarn Inspirations decides to bring it back. And when they brought it back, they thought, okay, where is the yarn moving? We can sell this stuff online instead of relying on a retailer to be able to stock it. You may find this in the retailers near you, but really as we're moving forward, it's about having access to yarn that may not be available where you live. And I'm thinking to myself, when it got discontinued, I was so disappointed by it. I'm like, this is a yarn I would have continued to buy if it was available. So this yarn comes back to market a couple years back in the solid colors, a new refresh lineup, a new fresh lineup just got added to it again in 2025 of the solid colors. I'm not a fan of variegated yarn when it comes to like red, blue, white, red, blue, white. I like fun colors. I like yarn that has a long transition if it's going to happen. I like transitional yarn because what it does for me is it causes me to do the stitching journey. So Yarn Inspirations earlier this year told me about a product that was going to come to market, and it was called Bernat Maker Splash. And this is unlike yarn that I'm used to seeing, especially with this brand, because you have the long self-striping. The other colors in between are not so clean in the sense that it looks like it just been poof with color, and then it's not a complete solid color. And in the projects that you'll see on yarninspirations.com, you're going to see projects where it looks almost very artisan or artistic or just fun. And when it's doing that for myself personally, it makes the stitching journey a lot more interesting. So they came out with a whack of colors. You see here the blue, and let me just flash some colors for you. Look at this purple. Look at that purple. Look, can you see yourself playing and watching these colors just suddenly come out? And it's just wonderful. This is called Hyacinth color. And there was so many cool colors. Look at this brownish, more of a neutral tone. Can you see that in your house? It depends on your styling. This is called Bark. And they also have, this almost reminds me of newsprint. What is it? It's called Static. I guess that's the static that you see on TV. But because the colors are kind of just spotted instead of just like solid, so it's solid, 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 solid. I love how it's speckled in colors like this. Look at this color here. This is called Concrete. You know, maybe you got somebody in your life that is into construction or likes to build things. Look at this color here. And you hear my cat going nuts outside. And this is also called Concrete, so I showed you the same color twice. Look at this color. Like, look at those blues, very almost oceanic or mermaid kind of. What is the color called? Teal print. And finally, the last color that I have that I got was this one right here, and this is called Bright Days. But you see what I'm saying is that the colors, because they're not solid, they actually make for a really interesting project. So one of the things that I was really super glad about, it came back a few years back, I think about 2 years ago. And when it came back, I'm like, yes, you know, because that's yarn I loved. But I also like that they're also taking a chance on redoing some of the colorways to be able to be a lot more fun. It's known in the industry that when they create stuff like this, it does cause you to go on a stitcher's journey. That one more row turns into 2 more rows, turns into 3 more rows, because you want to see what is going to happen to your project next. So I am super, super excited about Yarnspirations Maker Splash. You'll be seeing that coming out online through Yarnspirations. It's already available. You'll see, just go on yarnspirations.com, just bang into the search engine Bernat Maker Splash, see what projects come up, because you can actually make this. This yarn actually does a great job of making beach cover-ups as well. And it is a cotton base, as I mentioned. So 75% cotton and 25% nylon. The nylon is actually the exterior tube, and the cotton is just slightly puffed with cotton on the interior, so it makes it a nice lightweight. So the nylon gives it a lot of strength. I almost find this virtually impossible to be able to snap with my hands. It's that strong, and it's a yarn that you may love. So this Bernat Maker Splash, better let in the cat before she has a contusion, possibly more kittens. And this is it for today, but it's really difficult to tell what color you want to play with first. So maybe if you're thinking about it, just grab a few colors and just go nuts. Bernat Maker Splash.